not
Okay,
working.
today we're gonna make spinach and feta stuffed chicken, and it is found in the Best of Country Cooking 2018 by Taste of Home, and that can be found at the library. So we're gonna jump right ahead in, and I'll tell you, we started our oven, preheating it at 375, and now in a large skillet, we're gonna cook and stir spinach over a medium-high heat until it's wilted. So we have our pan going here. We're gonna dump the spinach in. And then it just says to keep stirring it and kind of make it wilted. Okay, so our spinach is wilted, and now to that we're gonna add 1 1/2 teaspoon of cider vinegar.
Just the one.
1 1/2. And then we're also going to add 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. And we're also going to add to that 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper. Okay, we're going to stir that together, and then we're just going to set that aside to cool slightly. So the next step that we're going to do is we're going to take 2 boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and we are going to pound the chicken thighs with the meat mallet to flatten them slightly. Okay, so you can see she's kind of removing the fatty parts on the end of the chicken thigh, and then she's hitting them with the mallet to flatten them out. Okay, once you get those slightly flattened, then you're going to go ahead and take your chicken seasoning, which you need 1/2 teaspoon, and you're just going to sprinkle over. We did do 4 thighs, so you may use a little bit more to sprinkle on hers to cover all of them, but it's 1/2 teaspoon for 2. So if you're going to do 4, you're going to use a full teaspoon. Okay, then you're going to pull over that spinach mixture, and you're going to go ahead and spread that on your chicken.
A teaspoon?
Okay, so now we have the spinach mixture spread onto our chicken, and then if you're making 2, you're going to use 3 tablespoons. We're going to actually use 6 because we're doubling ours. So we are putting, sprinkling that feta cheese onto the spinach, and I will post the recipe with the ingredients in the comment section so you can actually print it out if you want to, but you'll have all the measurements. Okay, so once you get the feta cheese on, then you're going to take the chicken thigh, and from the long side you're going to roll it. And if you have some kitchen string, you can go ahead and tie it. We don't have any on hand, so we're going to go ahead and stick some toothpicks into that to hold them closed. And then we're going to do that to each one. If you can see your hands, I'll try to go up a little bit higher for you. Oop. You can see she's just kind of tucking everything inside and rolling it, and then using the toothpicks to hold it. Okay, so then the next step is to heat in a oven-proof skillet, you're going to go ahead and warm up 1 teaspoon of olive oil, and then once that's warm, which we already did, you're going to lay your chicken in there, and you're going to brown it on all sides. Then once all sides are browned, you're going to go ahead and transfer the pan into the oven. So make sure that you're using an oven-proof skillet. If you don't have an oven-proof skillet, then go ahead and cook it in a skillet and then transfer it into some kind of casserole dish or something that can go into the oven. And then you're going to cook it in that oven, which again was preheated at 375, and you're going to cook that 13 to 15 minutes in there until your thermometer reads 170 and your chicken won't be tainted anymore. Okay, so now we have browned the chicken, then we put it in the oven. We cooked it for 13 to 15 minutes until it reached 170 degrees. Now you're taking the chicken out, and you can see she's placing it on to a plate because you're going to use that frying pan. Okay, then on your stovetop, in that skillet, you're going to go ahead and add 1 cup of chicken broth and a teaspoon of butter. Then you're just going to stir that, blend it up, breaking off the browned pieces on the bottom of the pan if possible. And you're going to cook until that's slightly thickened. And it says it might take 3 to 5 minutes for you to get that thickened up. And again, you can see how she's trying to break up the browned bits. Okay, so now we've thickened up that mixture, and I will say that we added a little bit of cornstarch and water to ours just to get it thick. We're having a hard time getting it thickened, so a little hint if you want to do that. If you don't, it just is a little bit runny. We're putting our chicken back in there and kind of covering it with the sauce, and then we're going to be ready to serve. Hope you enjoy it.